Because no matter how much money you got, no matter how famous you are, no matter how many people admire you, at the end of the day, being a black man in America is very frightening, and it lets us know that we got so much further to go to be equal in this country.
LeBron James is not smart. He's a basketball player. He's reveling in pretending to be a victim. He hasn't been a victim at any point in his lifetime. But LeBron, like a lot of black people, think that you can't be black unless you're a victim. And so he likes to play the role of victim and talk about, oh, how hard it is in America for LeBron James and for black folks.
This has got to stop, man! This has just got to stop. Look at Bronny! He's sleeping! Man, you're sleeping! You play 3 minutes! I can't believe this spacing! There's 2 guys right next to each other, man! They're playing 3 on 5! Look at this, man! Again here, man! Look at this D! This D is haram, man! You have to have more defensive awareness than that, Bronny. Come on, man. It's a shame, man. I feel bad for him. He's just not an NBA player. He cannot be on the floor anymore.
LeBron is about to crash land his NBA career. His plane is about to land with a thud. Rich Paul just came out of nowhere talking about you know, hey, LeBron is going to take his option year or this.
The Los Angeles Lakers are in complete chaos, and honestly, it's the most predictable disaster we've seen in professional basketball in years. But what's stunning isn't just the dysfunction, it's who's calling it out. Because LeBron James's biggest critic isn't some random NBA analyst. It's someone who's been in this league long enough to know what a train wreck looks like. And right now, the entire Lakers organization is derailing in real time.
James won 4 championships. He forced his way into, inauthentically in my view, into the GOAT conversation. He's about the 3rd or 4th best player all time. Had a great career. But he blew it hopping from team to team to team.
Let's be real, this whole situation screams miscalculation on a level we haven't seen from LeBron in his entire career. The King has been outsmarted, not by another superstar, not by a rival franchise, but by his own organization. The Lakers looked him in the eye and said no. And that word, that simple, devastating word, has broken something in him.
I don't care enough right now. And that's the part that bothers you a lot. We don't care enough to do the things that are necessary. We don't care enough to be.
Here's what actually happened. LeBron wanted 2 more years on his contract. He wanted security. He wanted to control the narrative. He wanted to be able to decide when he'd retire, where he'd retire, and on what terms. The Lakers said absolutely not. They gave that crown to Luka Dončić instead, a player 14 years younger, a player the entire organization is building around. And LeBron, he got benched in the organizational hierarchy. So what did he do? He doubled down on something that's now become his greatest vulnerability, Bronny James.
His greed, his desire to play with his son may end up blowing up in his face. This has turned into a tragic soap opera.
Bronny isn't just a bad NBA player, he's historically bad. Let's talk numbers for a second, because the stats don't lie. This kid was a minus 7.2 in box plus minus last season, ranking 679th out of 735 players who logged even a single minute in the NBA. That's not just bad, that's statistically among the worst contributions to basketball in modern NBA history.
It's unfair that he is there, is what I'm going to say. You know, I think it's clear, the reason why he's there is because LeBron, has kind of made sure he's there. He's just not an NBA player. He looks, in my mind, almost worse than he was last year, or it hasn't been any improvement.
But here's what really drives this narrative home. Bronny was the 8th leading scorer on a USC team that didn't even make the NCAA tournament, the 8th on a sub-.500 team. And somehow, he's getting consistent NBA minutes, making $2 million a year and dressing for every single game. This isn't luck, this isn't opportunity. This is LeBron James using his power, his leverage, and his influence to force his son into the NBA. And the basketball world is finally calling it what it is: desperate. The Lakers organization has basically said this is a one-year experiment. LeBron gets this season to prove he's still elite, but he's already made his position clear. He's not all in. He's taking it easy. He's being cautious. He knows there's a world outside of Los Angeles, and the Lakers just told him he's not their future, so why would he bleed for them? But here's the truly tragic part. By trying to keep Bronny in the NBA, by using his star power to prop up a player who clearly isn't ready, LeBron might actually be destroying his son's career before it even starts. The kid has become a punchline. Every time he steps on the court, people aren't thinking about basketball. They're thinking about nepotism. They're thinking about a father's desperation. And it gets worse. LeBron apparently wanted to get his younger son Bryce into the NBA too. Bryce is playing at Arizona right now, and there's every indication that LeBron was hoping to assemble his own basketball family on one team. Can you imagine the leverage required to pull that off? Can you imagine thinking you have that power? Well, you don't. Not anymore.
And too often we have guys that don't want to make that choice. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are. And so Saturday practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
The Lakers were so dismissive of LeBron's leverage that they flew their entire front office to Europe to be with Luka, Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, the whole crew. They made it abundantly clear: Luka is the future, LeBron, you're the past, and they did it in the most public way possible. LeBron tried to send signals. He posted workouts at the Cavs facility, then the Clippers facility. Maybe I'm going back to Cleveland. Maybe I want to be a Clipper. The Lakers' response? Please leave, LeBron. Seriously, we're good. That rejection hit different, because at his age, at his stage, LeBron James is supposed to be the one calling the shots. He's supposed to be the one deciding where he plays, who he plays with, and what his legacy looks like. The idea that an organization, his organization, the team he committed to, would choose a 25-year-old over him, that violates everything he's built his entire career around. So now he's stuck. He can't go to a contender because no team in their right mind is trading assets to bring in a 40-year-old player on a one-year deal that comes with the baggage of an underperforming son on a long-term contract. The Cavs, the Knicks, nowhere wants this package deal, and LeBron's too proud to play for a garbage team just to stat pad. He's trapped in Los Angeles, and every game he plays knowing the Lakers would rather move on has to be eating at him, because LeBron James has never been anything other than the center of the universe. His entire identity is built on being wanted, being needed, being essential. The Lakers just proved he's not, and Bronny is caught in the middle of it all. Because even if LeBron forces his way out, even if he somehow rescues himself from this situation, Bronny is getting left behind. The kid has a 4-year contract with the Lakers. He's locked in, and if LeBron goes, if he somehow engineers a trade or pulls off a miracle, Bronny's career might end before it ever really began. That's the real tragedy here. Not that LeBron overestimated his leverage, not that the Lakers called his bluff. It's that a young man's professional future is being used as a bargaining chip in an organizational power play. Bronny didn't ask for any of this. He didn't ask to be the 8th man on a losing college team. He didn't ask to be LeBron James's son. But here we are, and it's getting uglier every single day. The humbling of LeBron James is happening in real time, and whether you love him, hate him, or somewhere in between, you have to acknowledge the scope of what's happening. This is a superstar watching his power evaporate. This is a father watching his plan collapse. This is a basketball icon confronting a reality he's never had to face before. Nobody needs him like they used to. The Lakers are moving forward without him. Luka is the future, and Bronny, he's just collateral damage in a game his father already lost. The hourglass is running out for Bronny James. LeBron is playing on an expiring contract with a sciatica injury that signals his body is ready to shut down. Next season is year 3 of Bronny's contract, the year the Lakers can cut him with 0 financial penalty. All the stars are aligning for a brutal ending to this father-son experiment. But there's still one path to salvation: performance. If Bronny can somehow break through the mental barriers, start playing with the aggression and confidence he showed in the G League, prove he can actually help the Lakers win games, everything changes. The criticism fades, the roster spot becomes justified, the career continues. Right now, though, we're watching a kid drowning in expectations, playing scared instead of free, and running out of time to prove he belongs in the NBA. The next few months will determine whether Bronny James becomes a feel-good story of perseverance or a cautionary tale about nepotism and pressure destroying potential. The basketball world is watching, the clock is ticking, and Bronny James is running out of chances to prove the doubters wrong.